Hi guys, I'm back with another weekly wrap up. Welcome to this dorm diary. I'm not gonna lie, I had a really long week. Like I can't even sugarcoat it. It was really long, it was really busy, and I was tired and my social battery was draining and I couldn't tell until it like completely dissipated and I was just like, oh. So in order to recharge said social battery, I took a 20-minute power nap and woke up and was refreshed. But next weekend, I'm just not gonna do anything. Like I need some time to myself to just like decompress because I've been around people 24/7 since I got to school, and there hasn't been a single day where I haven't like seen people. And I love people. I do. I'm an introvert. I don't get my energy from being with people. And that's how I am, and I'm tired of trying to like fight it and just like trying to ignore the social battery, because then we have times like yesterday where I just had like a complete meltdown, like in the solitude of my room, but I ended up like filming a video. I'm not gonna post it, or maybe I will, I don't know. I ended up filming a video of me just like talking about how I struggle with like my repressing emotions so often, and then I started crying, and I was just like, I'm not posting this. Like for me, I grew up in like the, oh, posting yourself crying is cringe, but I feel like it's normal to have emotions, like we're not robots, like it's gonna happen. But I would rather just keep that like vulnerable moment to myself for the time being, only because it was like really, really bad, and I had some like revelations while I was speaking, and I was just like, I fear I can't post this. But okay, one day I'll get to the point where I can like speak freely and just not care about like how I'm perceived. But that day is not today. I'm working on it. God is working within me, so I know it. I'll get to that point, but not today. Um, so that was just like my um preface. Now we have our trusty iPad with the weekly wrap up. To start, well, not to start, but like this is like in any order. It's not. It's just literally just a random order. I had a stats exam, and I've talked about stats on this page before, and I am not a math person. I have never been a math person. Algebra, geometry, trigonometry, none of I don't. My brain does not comprehend math, and it's one of the things that I really have to work hard at being good at. And naturally, I don't like having to work hard to be good at something. I just a lot of things when I was younger, a lot of things came easy to me, and as I got older, like it started becoming harder to be good at things. And math is just one of those things that literally just never stuck. Like I could never just like, I don't know, I've always like envied people with like a math and science brain, because my brain just doesn't function like that. And the thing is, I can pass classes, I can pass tests, but it takes a lot out of me, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I don't like it. Like it's a lot of work and a lot of energy. And I was never taught how to study. I was never taught how to study. I was taught how to take notes. I was taught how to memorize things so I could pass a test, but I was never taught how to study. So over the years, I've had to like teach myself how to study, and I can do it with like English and like humanities, right? But when it comes to math, like if this class was an open note, I probably would be failing right now. Um, yeah, but the test that we took, I actually kind of understood, because I went to tutoring. I was doing practice problems every day. Like that's something I consciously had to work hard at to become proficient in. So I'll update you guys on what I ended up getting. But yeah, that was that. I thought I was cooked as soon as I started, and then I there was only 5 problems, and I only really had trouble with the fifth problem because again it was open note. So um, he gave us a practice exam the day before, and I did good on the practice exam, and it was the same exact as the actual exam. So I'm assuming I did well, but I don't know. We'll see. In the name of Jesus, I did amazing. And then I went to the mall twice this week, and I low key don't like walking to the mall. I like being in it. I just don't like to walk to the mall because it's pretty close to my campus, right? But I don't like crossing streets. I have this like irrational fear of crossing streets. Honestly, I don't think it's irrational. I think it's pretty rational, but I don't know. The drivers in the state that I go to school are just kind of not safe, so I get a little nervous. But hey, yeah. Um, and I went to the mall. the day before Halloween and the day after Halloween. And like during Halloween, they had like a trick or treating event or something like that. My friend wanted to go, so I was willing to go with her, but we didn't end up going, which is fine by me. I didn't really want to go that much anyway, but I would have gone for her. And then I had a very, very, very insightful conversation with a new friend. So there was this girl that I met on the seventh floor of my building last semester, and in my head, we kind of just met by chance, like I thought her hair was cool, and she gave me her Instagram, and we exchanged like Instagrams, but neither of us were like in the headspace that we are now. Like I was not like close to Jesus at all. Like I wasn't even trying to get closer. That was my thing. I kind of just like was very stagnant. And like if I was asked, I would say I was Christian, but I just was not who I am now, I guess. And of course, I'm still a work in progress. Like don't get me wrong, but like I always say, like I did not really like the person I was last year or last year. So, and it turns out that she was also in a very similar situation. Like she kind of just was not close to her faith at all. She like just did not. I don't know. We were both very, very lukewarm, very, very stagnant, and neither of us were really trying to like get closer to God or anything. So we didn't talk, and then she ended up transferring, and we still didn't talk. Like I'd see her stories and stuff, she'd see mine. We like each other's stories. We literally never talked until maybe like 2 months ago. I don't know. She responded to my story asking about like my workout videos, and then we started talking about Jesus, and it was just like, whoa, like if we had met at that time, we would not have been friends. Like we're very different people, but now we're unified by being sisters in Christ, which I think is so beautiful because again, like I said, she transferred, so I haven't seen her. And she came down to visit the other day, and I was just like, what the heck, like I had to stop myself from saying, "Wow, I wish that you still went here," because I know that everything happens for a reason. I don't think there's anything in this world that's like by chance. Like I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe in luck. Like I don't think anything is by chance. I think that anything that's like something like that, I think it's like a divine intervention. Because there's no way that I met her and then like I don't know. We just had a really, really, really great conversation that that like really changed my perspective. Like it got me more on fire for God, if that makes sense. I feel like a hypocrite saying that though because I still haven't read my Bible in like 3 days. But um, I had a really good conversation with her. um, and then and then she left. Like she literally came. We hung out. We went to Chipotle. We went to the mall. We hung out for like maybe 3 or 4 hours, and then she left. And I'm not gonna see her again because she lives 13 hours away. Yeah. But anyways, and then on Halloween, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't celebrate Halloween. I never really have. Last year I went out for Halloween. Maybe next year I will. I don't know. I don't really see like the point. Um, but if you guys have fun, you guys have fun. I mean, I that's just not for me. Um, so I didn't go out. I stayed in my dorm. I was gonna go to Chipotle with my friends, but they ended up being busy, and I didn't really want to walk alone. And then I kind of just didn't want to go anymore because I was just like, I could just go tomorrow when it's still light out, because I don't like walking in the dark in general, but I would not want to do that on Halloween either because people are scary. And then what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I ended up staying inside for Halloween. I ended up doing a bunch of homework. I went to work. I went to the gym. Oh, that's what I did. I went to the gym, and it was really really nice because I went to the gym like on the other side of campus, and it was so 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 nice because I've never been to the gym on that side that late. Like I only go in the mornings, so I got to go at night after work. And I was there until like 10 p.m. Like it was so good. And then I went back to my dorm, did some homework, took a shower, and I started journaling. And I watched The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is my favorite movie of all time. I didn't even finish it. That's the thing. I watched half of it, started crying, journaled, um, and I started junk journaling. I think I said that in my last video that I was going to, but I actually did. I actually started, um, and that's going pretty well. And then I think my thing is I don't like when things feel like an obligation to me because like once they feel like an obligation, I don't want to do it anymore. And that's like literally with anything. Like I don't want to do anything that I'm forced to do, or like that I feel like I have an obligation to do. And it sounds really bad because like even like I used to crochet. I don't know if I said that on this page, but I used to crochet a lot. like a lot. And then I started doing it like for profit because people started asking for stuff. And I was like, of course. And then the like all the joy out of it was gone and I didn't want to do it anymore. And I literally haven't picked up my crochet supplies in maybe 6, 7, 8 months ish. And I still have it here with me in case like I like want to, but I have no desire to because I did it for profit and took the fun out of it. And the sunset looks really nice right now. Also, let's talk about what's it called? Daylight savings. Flipping the clock back. I woke up this morning because I had to go to work for 9. I woke up this morning. What the heck? At I set my alarm for 8 a.m. I woke up at 8. What I thought was 8 a.m. But I looked at my clock. No, wait. Yeah, I looked at my clock and it said 8 a.m. and I was like, oh shoot. Well, actually, it said 8:24 a.m. and I was like, oh shoot, I have to get up. And then I got up and I checked my phone and it was 7:24 a.m. I forgot to set my clock, so I woke up and like got dressed and everything, and I was just like, oh, I still had an hour and some change. So I did some laundry. I cleaned my dorm, listened to a sermon, and then I went to work. But yeah, that really threw me off. I was just like, oh, and I had literally I got a notification on my phone to say, turn your clock back. Turn Is it spring forward? No, fall back. Turn your clocks back. Oh, good lord. Turn your clocks back. There we go. So that you don't miss out on an hour of sleep. And I fully did miss out on my hour of sleep. And I'm a little peeved, but it's okay. Um what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So I said I not gonna lie, I did have some FOMO on Halloween because like I am not obligated to stay in the house. Like I'm not like God gives us free will, you know? Like I don't have to like follow I don't have set rules to follow. Like I can't drink or I can't do this, I can't do that. I just I don't see a point, you know? Like I had FOMO because everyone else was doing it, but I knew in my like I if I went out, I would not have felt good. You know, like I just that's just how I am now. Like I don't really like going out, don't really like any of that. Like I just not not appealed. That does not seem appealing to me. But I love that everyone had a good time. Like everyone looks so good, everyone looks so happy, and that's good for them. I wanted I guess I just had FOMO. And I never really get FOMO unless it's like times like this where I'm like, man, I wish I could without feeling convicted, you know? But I feel like the fact that I do feel like convicted by these things is a sign of growth, you know, because last year, I would do whatever, talk to whoever, and just whatever. I'm not talking about that. Next question. But yeah, so definitely had some FOMO around that. And maybe next year it'll be different. Maybe I'll like go and just like have self control and like hang out with friends and stuff. But I know me and I would have taken it too far. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And then I went the Patriots. Oh, they lost. I don't know anything about sports, so I hope you know that. And then I went to BJ's for the first time, and that was pretty cool. I went with a member of my e-board, and honestly, we aren't that close, but I think we got a lot closer on the trip. She's a really cool person. Really excited to like work with her in the future, and like oh yeah, I should probably explain e-board, executive board. It's like the board members of your club. So my psychology club. She is our social media person. There's a name for it. Social media manager. There we go. Um, and yeah, I had a really good time. I love BJ's now. I have never been. I've only gone to Costco, and I still think I like Costco better, but that's only because I know where everything is now because I go so often. But BJ's is pretty cool. It's like the same guy. Um, Also, I hosted my first club collab, and it's like the epilepsy awareness walk that I talked about like 2 videos ago, I want to say. And I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed with the turnout at first, and then I realized that there's more to like an event than the outcome of it, you know? Like, and that goes for anything. Like, it's not about the destination. It's about what's the saying? It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. There we go. So I got to my event and like the space that it was supposed to be held in, and nothing was there. I showed up an hour and a half earlier, nothing was there. They didn't have any of the supplies that they promised us. They didn't have any tables, chairs, nothing. And I was tweaking out so bad because like I said, I think I've said this like when I first started this page, like I'm a perfectionist. I have a very type A personality and I'm working on it. I am. But that does not mean that like little things like that won't set me off because it was supposed to be there in a specific place at a specific time. I called the office, they were closed. I was supposed to pick up water from the office at 9 a.m. and I got to the office at 9 a.m. and nobody was there. It was empty. The waters weren't there. Everything was closed. And I called and they said that they wouldn't be available until 12 p.m. and the event started at 11. And I was just like, so what am I supposed to do? Hmm? Like, yeah, I was tweaking so bad. But luckily, it wasn't just me, like, that's my thing. Like, I have always felt like if I don't get something done, I always like assume the responsibility is on me, always. And if I feel like if it doesn't get done or if I don't do it, then it won't get done correctly. But I did have other people to fall back on, so I was able to like breathe, like that's why I feel like networking in college is literally so important. And like I didn't really understand what people meant by that until like maybe this year. Like I having connections in school and having connections like even going like in the workplace, it's so important. So important. And I'm learning that now, and we ended up having we didn't have the greatest turnout, but it was a really good event. Like I got to talk to one of my old professors, one of my favorite people ever, like completely changed my outlook on life and got me to question more stuff, like in a good way, of course. But like, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I do know. Okay, let me stop saying I don't know. Um, got to talk to her, got to talk to my RA, um, and he's a cool guy, and I hope I can get closer to him because, like I said, I like being surrounded with people who think similarly to me. And just for the conversation we had yesterday, I could tell that we have some similarities. And I love talking about life. I love talking about like just having reflective conversations. And I feel like it's rare to do that in college because not everyone's on the same path as you. And even if it's not like, of course, like, even if it's not like religion or anything, like being able to talk about life and like introspective aspects of like this world and like I don't know, just like being able to reflect on like observations you see and stuff like that. It's just really important to me to like find community or like find people I can talk to about that stuff. And like I said, it's pretty hard. Like in college, like a lot of people are not really focused on that stuff, which okay, cool, whatever. But I am. And it gets like isolating sometimes knowing that like I do have people I can talk to about it, but like I don't know. I said it again. I'll get better at that. But yeah, so that was that. And then so yeah, the event went pretty well, I would say. Next time I learned a lot, so next time I know what to change and what to do differently and stuff like that. So yeah. And then I went to see a concert, and when I say concert, I say that kind of lightly because it was in a bookstore. So um, one of my favorite artists, like I literally met her when I was at a coffee shop. I saw a flyer for her concert, and I was like, "What the heck? It's in a bookstore, the bookstore that I go to." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going!" So I went. And last year, last year, yeah, last year around this time, she had a concert. She was going on tour. So last year she had a concert, and I went with someone who I'm no longer friends with. But this time I went with another person who I am very close friends with, and it was amazing. Like I was a really good experience. And again, concert in a bookstore, like I think that's the coolest concept ever. And she does it because she likes reading, and she likes books, and she likes singing, and like being an artist. So combine the two, I don't know. I think it's really cool. And I had a really good time. A very intimate setting, so I got to like give her a hug and everything afterwards. And yeah, that was that. And then, like I said before, I kind of drained my social battery. Like that was a lot for me in 1 week. There was a lot of talking to people. Like I truly do love talking to people, but not all the time and not in like huge amounts like I did this week. Like I had work and I had my psychology club and I had the event and I had the concert and I had being at the gym surrounded by people and I had classes. Like it was a lot of people, a lot of people. And I think it's okay to say that like I'm not a people person all the time. Um so I don't know, I'm embracing the fact that I have a social battery and I'm not going to let it get as drained as it did this week again. Cause again, like I said, it leads to like situations where I like can't like like compose any thoughts because everything is happening up here and nothing is coming out. And I was sitting. Oh my goodness. Oh, is this recording? Hold on. Okay, cool. Dude, I was sitting on my bed like not last night, yesterday like 4 p.m. And I was just like, what the heck? Like my YouTube no, I went on YouTube and then I saw in my recommended it was just like signs you have repressed emotions. And I was like, what does that mean? Like what are you talking about? So I clicked on the video and they started like reading me. I was like, hello? So I think it's very clear now that I have very repressed emotions and I need to find a way to like access them. And I don't know, they like I'm telling you, it was a Psych2Go video, and Psych2Go was kind of one of the reasons why I became a psych major. Like I thought it was so interesting, and I saw like the videos during my sophomore year of high school, and I was just like, what the heck, that's so cool. I love psychology, and I haven't watched a Psych2Go video since like junior year of high school, and that one came up, and I was like, now God is telling me that I didn't need a sign that big, okay? So I need to do a lot more reflecting. And I thought that I was like, I feel like on this journey of life, like, there's no such thing as like knowing yourself fully. And that's just my opinion. I feel like this whole, like, this whole life is just soul searching, you know? It's figuring out who you are. And I was just like, yeah, I'm done. Like, I journal, I pray, I connect to my faith. Like, I think I'm done. Like, I'm pretty good for right now. No. I very much have like suppressed emotions and I need to figure out like how to deal with them in a healthier way instead of just like bottling up. So yeah, that's something I'm working on. I might start going back to counseling services. We'll see. I don't know. But that's where I am right now. Not gonna lie. This update was pretty long because I've had a very long week. And I feel like I'm getting better at like vocalizing how I'm feeling. Um and I'm still running into the same problem of like my brain thinks a lot faster than my mouth can speak, which is why I'm stuttering so often. But I'm learning to like take a second and slow down and collect my thoughts and then speak so that everything comes out a lot more clear and I can communicate more effectively. And on that note, I'm getting pretty hungry, so I think I'm gonna leave now. But it was nice talking to you guys as always. And yeah, I will see you next week. Okay. God bless you. Bye.